what do you see needed for the girls hockey? Yeah, I only watched the double A's so far.
Well, I think they've got that shooting going on. Like I don't agree with this fitness thing they do once a week doing some fitness. I would much rather have spin. That would help a lot more. If I could do
The
spin
legs.
earlier in the week, and then to get them to do intervals. I used to do that before with college, and it really helped
Yeah,
because you don't have time to do a lot of fitness skating or anything. With only 2 practices a week.
I know.
And I think like we're talking about it all through, like in Europe, the kids pass from day one, and then most of them play soccer, so they get that idea of moving it. So the game sense and playing as attack as 5 people, not one person. And learn that if there's no ice in front of you, maybe you regroup and start over. Like you know, just shooting the puck in is, sometimes it's the right play
Oh, I can't
if
do
there's
it.
no other play, right?
Claude, yeah.
We play a lot of games where no dump ins are allowed.
Oh,
You know when the wheel was invented, Claude?
you know,
Well, you're reinventing the wheel again because I've worked there for 4 years, and you're now coming in and you asked him the question, what do they need? Well, they need to develop some hockey IQ. The small area games will help that if coaches can't teach.
hmm
So there's that art of using the game or using a drill and intervening, stopping it, making sure they understand the purpose and
yeah.
can do the drill to accomplish its purpose. But sometimes they don't have the skills to do the drill and they
hmm
have to work on them a little while to go back to the drill.
Yeah.
Then when you play a small area game or a whole ice game, a half ice game, or a cross ice game, they're applying those skills they practiced in drills and with the extra skating they're doing on their own in the morning. So the gap is bridging that, taking the tactical skills and applying them into application in the game. That means hockey sense, decision making, using them the right way. Right now in offense, all there is direct attack. You're lucky if there's a pass across, a deliberate one. Last night we had a nice pass across U13 for a tap in goal, but there's no indirect attack. There's no delays. There's no low to high. There's no cycling.
Well,
There's
that's
no
that's
sustained offense.
exactly what they need to work on, and I've seen that. And then it seems like cycling doesn't exist, low to high doesn't exist, and and then the zone entry. I don't know what they're teaching the girls. And I watch also a game, A division there. I practiced this couple of practices, and I know it's not the Fires, but I guess I heard the coach. He's good explaining stuff, but the two practices I saw, and the parents are starting to wonder, he's on the board way too long, and they're barely skating. And sometimes they got half ice practice, or they only got 1 hour practice, and he's on the board like 30 minutes. I swear.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
So
can't talk a player into being a good player.
No, I think at the elite level, the board time is good. They're not too long. The drills are good for the most part, accomplishing their purpose. Uh, I'd like to see a little more variety of going from deliberate drills to letting them figure it out. And a good example, and I've talked to Kyle Wanvig about it. I've got every U13 doing Thomas Pacina's continuous 2-on-2 regroup. So you regroup, you throw the puck to the D, and then you simulate a forecheck. They regroup and they go. There's a regroup the other way against a forecheck, and right now they can do deliberate regroups, but not with pressure. Well, what good is a regroup without pressure?
Yeah,
So,
so there's a drill that I did with my U18 boys 2 years ago, and I would be the coaches were at center, the players would be at center, and then 2D would jump in. It's a breakout on the forward check, so I would throw the puck down, and then just a forward just to start the drill, and then they break out, and then they give me the puck at center, and the forwards after giving me the puck, I start with one guy forward check the other side, so it's continuous, and then I add a second guy. It's like you break out, give me the puck, forward check, the other group is ready, and I put the pucks a different situation. I rim it, I shoot it on the glass, I flip it up in the air, or I've bubbled it on the goalies, and they have to figure it out against one forward checker, then two forward checkers. They break it out, give me the puck, and they design one or two guys forward checking, and it goes back and forth and back and forth, and it forces guys to react. And
yeah, you're not going to be able to do that with any of the teams. If you can get them to do the Thomas's continuous 2-on-2, and the second stage is dump it in, continuous forecheck 2-on-2 or 3-on-2.
Mhm.
It just continuous drill, one puck whistleless drill.
And the good thing about that drill is like they're skating all the time and fitness and everything. That's why I try, if I don't have much time, I try to create drills that there's a lot of skating and skating and skating. So there's not too much standing around if I have an hour practice.
But the purpose of the drill isn't the skating,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
it's the thinking, the decision making. In a deliberate drill, Claude, you're passing to this player at this spot, this player to this spot, and shooting from this spot. Skill practice, no pressure,
Mhm.
no hockey IQ.
Yeah.
So the continuous game, the small area games, the awareness, the getting open, the anticipation, support, puck protection, looking and seeing the ice.
Yeah.
That's what's missing. When you say what's missing, that's what's missing.
Yeah, and then it goes back to what I just said with that one team there. The coach is on the board teaching them positioning, and they got two practices a week, and one is half ice, and then when they play the game, they play like they practice. They sit around. They don't. So
Right. Yeah, you're working at the community level now, eh?
yeah, but still, if my daughter was me as an NHL guy, my daughter was at that level, I would do the same thing as do at the higher level. The girls, they want to learn, and some girls, maybe they're not as motivated, but if you bring stuff to the table, they'll start. Uh, they'll be motivated, and they'll try, and they'll finally say, finally somebody's teaching me something.
Yep.
And it's no matter what level, double A or triple A, or that's my
It's
take on
funny,
it.
this team I'm coaching, you do the draft and you've ranked all the players. Right now, some of our middle players that we picked, they're our best players now. They
I
passed their top drafts. One of them, she took 2 one-timers on hot rebounds, like
Mhm.
off the pads, and the puck is just screaming to her, and she put them both in the net. That's a really high skilled play for anybody.
Yeah,
And you know, so you never know who's going to
because
really
sometimes
come on.
like I seen it with the bus, some kids never got coaching coming up, and they always the hierarchy, they always be put down, and then when they come to me, if you can do it, you do it, a little bit like your girls, and by the end of the season, my third and fourth lines were the most reliable in the playoffs, and
Well,
Yeah,
that's
our first line right now, where none of them were ranked at the top when we started,
yeah.
from what we saw. And They're by far our best line.
Oh yeah, I could see that happening. If you're open-minded as a coach too.
Yeah. See, one of the things with the draft, you draft the players. They watch them like hawks. Like, I mean, the notes they take. And Tom's son, who's a lawyer, the notes and record keeping, evaluating all the traits of the team. They know what they're picking. And I did my own ranking, and there were players that were picked that I didn't even have ranked that are improved so much I can't believe I didn't recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
During the tryouts, they worked hard. That's about all they did, but they never did anything. And the coaches saw something in them on the ice that I didn't see.
Yeah.
And kudos to them because, like Tom said, I watched Kyle's team last night, and his top picks are the top talented players, the strongest players. But boy, some of the middle ones, they're smart hockey players. They're going to be probably better players at the U15 level than some of the top players at this level.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for. Develop them. Claude, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys, and I appreciate that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great seeing you, Claude.
Yeah, we'll see you at the rinks, boys.
Well, if you want to jump on the ice with us tonight, and invite
Tonight I can't, but if you ever want me to come and just skate around,